Hello Earth, welcome to episode 8 of season 3 of Making Cell, a series of videos where I record myself designing and implementing a programming environment called Cell. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I recommend you go check out the project in GitHub. The link is github.com/autocodenl/cell. The link in the description. So we're going to continue where we left off. I did a lot of writing before this session. I basically reorganized the to-dos, which now are looking dauntingly big. Not that we don't have a lot to do before, but now it's a bit more written. It's more real. And we also have this test suite here that I was developing the last two sessions. And I also have a lot of ideas on how to implement the jumping around and the scrolling. So I don't know how much of this I want to do right now, but it would be, actually let's have that in the readme, because that will be a good one. It would be fast scrolling with over, let's say, 100 KB. Yeah, so that would be good. So, but instead of doing the fast scrolling now, the idea that I want to implement now is that window. Where is it? Or is it a margin? Or I'll call it the door. We have two doors, areas of the screen through which the cursor appears. So the idea would be the following. Let's just basically write it in the test. When the cursor is below the area you see and you jump to it, when you jump to a step that is whose bottom is below the bottom now, whose top is below the bottom of not the viewport, of the data grid, scroll to a position that puts that top of the step about n pixels, roughly one more path, one more step below the top. Over jump, basically over scroll, let's say. Same with jumping to a step whose it will be its top as well. Yeah, because the top is the farther one, is below, is above the top of the data grid. We'll jump so that it is that the bottom of the data grid is now one couple of steps below the top of the cursor. I think I have it now in description. Auto scroll to it automatically. That's good. So let's see what we can do here. So let's just see the actual code. So let's go the case where we go down. If the top is there, see, I can already see there. Oh, sorry, down. Yeah, let's. So if the top is, it will be the bottom, right? Because the top for the down, for scrolling down, yeah, it's wrong. Stop. Yeah, when you jump to a step whose stop is down, it's the bottom really, because the top could still be there. With bottom and top with top, that makes sense. And it should be the bottom of that step, about n pixels. Wait, I'm changing too much. Jumping down. If the bottom of the step is greater than the bottom of the grid, jump. So if you want to jump down, then you see it at the top. Jump enough so that the top of the step is in pixels, roughly one step tall. Below the top of the grid. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. And then jumping up. When you jump down, you use the top door. And then jumping up, if the will be the bottom of the step when I'm jumping down. Yeah, because if the top is not below the bottom, but the bottom is, then I'm cutting it by half. That's not acceptable. And same with jumping up. If the top of the step is less than the top of the grid, jump enough so that the bottom of the step, see, it's opposite, is n pixels above the bottom of the grid. Jump to the bottom door. Nice. And then let's do left and right afterwards. But basically, scrolling left, you use the right door, and scrolling right, you use the left door. It's not the box, it's a grid. And the selected is really the cursor. Okay, 16, we do this. So then it's just read our jumping down. So if the bottom I don't need the margin here. So I can let it get close to the edge. So I let it get close to the edge, but once I'm over the edge, then I use the margin. Yeah, let's do that. Interesting behavior. I haven't seen that before yet. And here will be the top. It will be cursor C. Here I would basically do it so that the top of the step is N below. So yeah, that's minus margin, that makes sense. I mean, if the top is less jump enough, yeah, I understand what I did yesterday with the margin there. It's not so bad. The idea is if you get close enough, you already move. Could be a thought, but let's try to implement this one first. The bottom of the step is n pixels above the bottom of the grid. The bottom of the step. Yeah, this one I did wrong. The up. I have to use the length, the height of the box. So it will be plus box C height that one will be, yeah. This is what makes it the bottom door instead of the top one. And this one would be essentially the same thing. This is the same, read left, right. This one would be, but in this case, sorry, it should be both in both cases. To go, if you want to go down, you're looking at the bottom. If you want to go right, you're looking at the right. And then you look at the opposite. And this is my way of saying bottom, right? I could just do bottom here, right? Yeah. No, because the cursor. Yep. And this one is left, left. This is mathematically equivalent to the other one. And then let's see if this actually works. Did I break it all? It's perfectly possible. Yes, 177. Yeah, it's great. Why do you keep on calling it box? Where's the box? All right, now. Okay, it breaks there. Yeah, why doesn't it do its thing there? When you scroll down, sometimes it works. Sometimes it just, well, here's like the cursor completely disappeared, right? That's not very pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4, disappeared. So after 843, it should be here. Where's my cursor? Oh, it's in data space, silly. Well, yeah, good luck with that. How can I get the cursor? Well, I could just print it. I don't like when this happens in my editor. To a get function. Oh yeah. This get function, I know I'm going to destruct, but this get function is wrong. Only takes one path, not multiple paths. I hate those mistakes. Okay, yeah. It's not paths, it's path. And here what I can do, oh come on. Yeah, sorry. I can just do this. Perfect. I can do, wow, why does it happen like that? It's in dialog 1 from user. Is that what we're expecting? I'm not showing the dialogue, silly. Yeah, okay, that's great. So why am I putting it there? Because I need to filter it out. I need my filter function. And I even did it here. It's just I need to exclude also the dialogue. Okay, one mystery solved. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is working. This is very good. This is the last one. It's the last one. Nice. So now what? Now we celebrate by finding that bug with the scrolling up. So the editor now is, yeah, why? It's annoying when you're here, you have to travel all the way here, so you could basically jump to the top, especially if it's broken, right? So how far off am I? Relatively far off here. But the scroll down, I would dare say, the scroll down is working, essentially. The scroll up is the one that's not working, unfortunately. And I think this even works with resizing. Okay, so why doesn't it work for the scrolling up? I'm glad you asked. It's because I'm having this. So let's say my cursor is at 50. I don't want to move to 50. I want to move to 50. And let's say I have 100. It would be 150. I guess it would be minus. I guess the top door has to be minus, silly. Yeah. And in this case it would be also. And the margin should go the other way here. Yeah. So just click there. Ooh la la. It worked. That was it. And I only had to figure out the logic. If I go left here, like to not be able to go left is just too restricting. And now I'm changing the subject. And maybe I should test it. But now I'm confident that if it works up and down, it's so slow. It's terrible. Is it because I'm redrawing that it's so slow? Yeah, definitely not. No, it's PR log. I'm looking for, and it's not a function either, silly. Yeah. to have a redraws here. I want to see how long they take. That's redraw. I will do and then I would get this one arg0 yeah, I want the standard if there. These are taking, it's just so many, that's the problem. We're doing it 3 times, 1 to 3. Each time it takes 60 to 90 milliseconds. That's like 200. That's why it feels like I'm interacting with a server half a world away. Okay, let me think about it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I was thinking that my framework has 2 wrong choices. Well, many more probably, but the ones I'm aware of right now is first, I need to be in prod mode. Oh no, I'm already in prod mode here. Okay, that should already be a default, I think. And then the other one is that I should limit the amount of the events that I store, but I think in this case that's not the issue. The issue really is those redraws. Why? If I move, have 3 redraws. So let's just look at the logic to see if I'm missing something. So the main is the outermost, yeah. So I'm depending on the data space. What's the call? Yeah, so yeah, the call I think is this one, that one. Actually, I don't think that's what it is. And the loading, good. So the main, does it have any directly nested views in its definition? No. Yeah, I shouldn't be depending on the data space in the view cell, because really I'm just calling main there. So honestly, I should just I can do something like this. Data space, and actually use main so just pass it to the space and be done with it. So I just have it here, so I don't need this. I wonder if that will eliminate that the unnecessary call, but it's worth a try. And then the data grid, so there's only there. So let's see if this, it's still 3. Why? Like 2 are the same and 1 is different. You can just add some have main data grid and cell. So click here. So main is redrawn 3 times. Why? That's so strange. Well, at least something stupid is coming. So it cannot be the call changing. It has to be the data space. But how can the data space change so much? I'm just grasping at straws here. It's definitely not that one. When I'm retrieving the cell, sure, that makes sense that you set the data space. When you send the call, yeah. So it happened twice before setting the data space, right? That's very strange. Ah, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's actually very straightforward. So which is the following? Set something like cursor. We're sending a boot here. Isn't it this one? Maybe I'm wrong. What I can do, I can basically add more logs basically. So when something changes here, yeah, that's correct. Ah, it's loading, that's making all these redraws. Yeah, I cannot be redrawing everything because of the loading. Set to true, set to false. Ah, mystery solved. Oh my. Alright. So the loading. So yeah, that's the problem with having the stuff too high level. Oh my, it's so simple to fix. See? Loading. In React you move state up. In Gatov you move state down. Actually the state is everywhere. I mean you just make the call to the state lower. Oh yes, I'm very happy with how the debugging went here. Very happy. Return this. Nothing else to do here. Loading. And the call, same. Sorry. See, I'm always starting something before finishing something else. The call I need at the top. Well, I'm okay with, well, for now we're drawing everything there. But the loading goes away. And now it seems to be taking less time. there's only one big diff, which is when you have the update, and then the other ones are like trivial, like almost zero. So basically those redraws are now way less expensive. They will redraws for the loading, and it's substantially faster. Note also that most of the time is spent creating this, so if we actually had only 100 divs, this would be faster. But actually the creation shouldn't be the problem there. If the creation is taking so long, I'm doing something wrong. Well, something wrong at creation time. I wonder what it would be. I'm probably iterating something for way too long in the data grid. Yeah. Well, here I'm filtering all the paths in the data space already. I don't know how much do we have. $647 paths. That should be a walk in the park. No, I'm doing something else that is wrong. We'll figure it out. Already it's better. And let's not forget, let's see if my, yeah, see how when I'm RME size grid, when I'm getting there, I go down. Yeah, those 60 pixels are not enough. Let's make it actually much better. Let's do the margin to be the top of the margin Y would be a proportion of grid C height. That's just silly. I want to do divided by 4. Seems to be working decently well. Jump. Jump. Why is it bigger on the way up? The jump. And we have something that is wide enough. Yeah, but the average stuff. Okay, on to the previous problem, which is I'm stuck in the middle of this. I want to go back. So if I click on left rather than forbidding me to go left, do take me here. Okay, we do this one and we go. I really would work on this for 2 more hours. It's hard to work only in the evening on this. This is pretty good. Well, did we just do the scrolling? I think working. So, and if I reload the page here, yes, it works. So let's just do this editing, well, right. And this is find. Too much, yeah, find and write, yeah. If we do this, the left one, when you go left rather than going to the abridged, you jump up and left until full bar. The previous path that has a non-abridged element step at position 3. Okay, let's do this and we're good for the session. I feel like this other song before. This one. Left. It's interesting that the only trivial one is to go right, but because to go up and down, you would basically jump. When you're going right, you either go there or you don't go anywhere else. That's an interesting one. So up, down, and left can mean jumps. There's a political metaphor in there somewhere. And discovery when going up, down, and left, you can jump. Sometimes when going right, you either move one or you stay in place because you're already at the edge. Yeah, this calculation for the bridge is getting a bit tricky, but let's do it again. Basically I'm going up. I guess in the right it would make sense. If you wanted to go right, you would go like, take me to the next element that has 6 instead of 5. But that's arbitrary. I would just go back to the left. Like the jump, I don't see it, but I see how I would do it if I wanted it to jump. Let's say from the right. I'm creating this. Oh, this is good. And then you go backwards. Actually, you need to start at path index. if there's not a path above you. Which is this one. I guess I can copy this one. I think I can just get away with this. Yeah, you start with yourself. I'm just looking at this. I guess this is wrong because it should be path index. So if I'm position 2, I need to do this 3 times, right? Yeah. Oh, that's a subtle thing. If only the first one has the one you want. And here, this one. If person index is 0, don't do anything. Are we done here? What did I break? Yes. Yeah, of course. What is that? What is that? Why did you do that to me? Why? Why paths K? Yeah, cursor index, yeah. That is correct, or should be correct. I even copied it from below, so. Yeah, why? Yeah. Why? This is not working. Yes, comparing that's correct. Yeah, 37. Because I need to use cursor -1, that's why. Silly. that should, and let's also get rid of those ones too. And yes, all right, all right. Okay, this is good. I'm very happy with this. Left. I'm going to just jump, and it's decently fast, although we can improve this. And it scrolls. Look at the amount of stuff we did. In terms of, I could almost use this. Has to be faster. This is too slow. Well, it's also doing a round trip, right? To the server. Let's not forget that our poor server is like grinding like a boss here, and storing something on disk and whatnot. All right. And rather than jumping in terms of pages, you would just basically go back to the previous one. I mean, it would still make sense to jump over pages. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.